In this segment you will learn how to adjust the height and width of rows and columns, including hiding them. What we'll do in this one, we've taken a spreadsheet that has a number of rows and columns already in it, and we want to adjust both the rows and columns. One way to do this is to do it by individual column, individual row. You can do it worksheet wide by clicking on the All button over here. We'll take them individually, and what we're going to do first is just look at what we have. If we make our active cell E3, we'll go up to the Home tab, go to the cell grouping, and click on Format Cells. The first thing we see is a row height. We see auto row height, we see column width, auto column width, and default width. The spreadsheet comes with a default width and height. I believe A2 would have both. If I come up here and click on the line between the H and the I, you'll see that the cursor changes. I left click, it gives left click and hold, and it shows me that my width of my column is 811. I can do the same over here between the 2 and the 3 row. I get the same indicator for my cursor, and my height is 1380. I can do the same on 1 and then check it, and I can see that my header row is 18, and I can see that column B looks a little bit bigger, so I can check what it is, and it's 1178. So at this point I can click on between headers, and I can drag an individual cell whichever way I want, individual column as much as I want. I can do the same for rows between 2. I can also paint a number of rows, click on the difference between, and see my height change, so that you can see all the ones I had highlighted have changed. And I'll undo that for a minute. You can also hard code in the column width or the row height by using the Format Cell command. You can hide a row, and you can unhide a row. You can do the same in columns, but you can also take it and drag it and bring it back to 0, so that you've now hidden the H in this case. Now if you notice, if I come up here, my cursor changes from a down arrow to the one that changes. In this case I have the ability to change G right now, but if I slide my cursor just a little bit to the right, I get a double line, and that tells me I'm sitting on H. I can left click it and say, it's at 0 width. Let me take it back out and unhide it this way too. So you can unhide manually, if you will, or go up and click on the format, and you can hide and unhide, change all the widths, go back to default width, doing this multiple columns and multiple rows at a time. This concludes the segment on adjusting the height and width of rows and columns.